To start things off, I'd like to introduce a gentleman here, Dr. George Yancey, a veteran of the civil rights movement, and I'd like to introduce him to give a little bit about his experience. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the Worcester Human Rights Commission for partnering with the NAACP for this event. Thank you so very, very much. And yes, I am a veteran of the civil rights movement of the 1960s. I'm proud to have been included in the thousands of college students that marched, picketed, sat in, boycotted, and demonstrated to call attention to the unfair practices of the times. Some paid the ultimate sacrifice to achieve change. I had the experience of attending Martin Luther King's funeral in Atlanta. Even in his death, somehow he was reaching out to us. It was such a moving experience and a sad experience, of course. I attended a segregated school and taught at a segregated school. I knew firsthand that separate was certainly not equal. Used books 10 to 15 years old, worn and dirty, with 10 to 15 names in the back of white students that had already used the books were common. And of course, these books were outdated. School classrooms and chemistry labs had no equipment. Sometimes the teacher was the only one that had a book. And somehow these students, in those circumstances, were able to find their way and move on, and some became very successful, even though their foundation in life was so poor. Some of that was because of very dedicated teachers that really put themselves out there for their students and took pride in seeing their students do well. In my senior year at Virginia Union, a historically black university, I wrote to a very large school in Pennsylvania requesting an application to their School of Veterinary Medicine. A week later, I received a letter stating that that school had run out of applications. I wrote again and again, and on the deadline for the application submission, I received a letter that it was too late to apply. W.E.B. Du Bois, in his book, Souls on Black Folks, said, "Don't close the door of opportunity in my face." The action of this university was closing the door of opportunity in my face. I thank God for Tuskegee Institute School of Veterinary Medicine. Affirmative action opened those doors in Pennsylvania several years later. We were so pleased with the change that we witnessed in the 60s, but now we see that some people are trying to turn back the clock. We need to raise our voices again against racial profiling, stand your ground legislation. We must ensure that all American children receive a high-quality education and make college more affordable. We must restore the Voting Rights Act. I love this country. I loved it during some bad times, and I will love this country till it gets better. Because deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. Thank you. God bless you.